Hillary Clinton has no place to make a comment about somebody mismanaging classified confidential information when she is the biggest offender of being in possession with, mishandling, and should have went to prison for misclassifying, or not misclassifying, but misappropriate, not misappropriating, that's not the best word, misusing classified top secret information. And the funny thing is, she lied to the world. I mean, can that not count for anything? She said that they weren't classified when they're sent or received. They didn't have the classification code on them. So I didn't send and receive classified information. What she said in front of the whole world. We got it on tape. And then Comey comes out, which I hope that he finds his way to the burning lake. And let me just tell you why. Let me tell you why. I'm an honest, genuine person. You know, sometimes I may skirt the truth a little bit to preserve some people's feelings. I do that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll skirt the truth to preserve somebody's feelings, and that is a rare occurrence, but it does happen. But generally speaking, 99.99% of the time, I'm telling you the unadulterated truth. I'm just saying it like it is. And if I want to put this in perspective, this is why I get so upset with these people. I know the power of influence. And I know the power of when you're a person who people trust and you say something, they believe you. A lot of times they believe you without doing research because you've built this level of trust. If I know that I am lying to you and I just tell you a lie that's consequential to your life, it takes a lot of shady, evil mannerisms in a person to do that. I don't care about politics enough to just lie. To say Trump didn't do this or Trump did this, and I know he didn't do that. I know that there's facts that show that I am lying about Trump. I would never do that. For me to know that it's a lie and tell it to you anyway is a level of evilness that I just don't understand in people. I just won't say nothing. There's people that I love that do stuff that I disagree with. And many times, unless I'm forced to talk about it, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to sit this one out. Unless I'm forced to comment on it, I'm just going to leave this one out because I like that person and I know they didn't mean well. I call them on the phone. I'm just going to sit this one out. Unless I need to say something. It come to a head where it's like, Brandon Tatum, I got to comment on it because I don't have to comment on everything. So in all honesty, there's some people that happened to. You know, the situation with Dana White and his wife. I stayed out of that. I love Dana. I know Dana White. He's a great guy personally. Whatever happened between him and his wife, I left it out. I'm not going to comment. I don't need to do a whole show on it, do a video on it. I'm going to leave that one alone. Unless it got to the point where it was enough that I have to say something. But some stuff I try to give people the benefit of the doubt on. But Jim Comey, with this man politicizing his position as the director of the FBI, it's evil what he did. Knowing that Hillary Clinton did crimes, knowing that there was evidence of her doing everything under the sun and more than what they're claiming Trump did. And he got up before the world and said, no reasonable prosecutor will take on this case. That to me is evil. That to me is evil. If you feel like that you're in a position of power and you can't honestly have integrity in this situation, recuse yourself. Say, look, I'm gonna recuse myself. I know this person personally. I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna sit this one out. I have a conflict of interest here. But you get up there with authority and act as if Hillary Clinton didn't do nothing wrong or she didn't do anything that's justifiable for her to go to jail. Then you get on television and act like Trump is the worst man to ever live. I just can't live with that, man. I cannot live with that. If somebody came to me and say, Brandon, would you trust Trump to be your pastor? No, I would never. Never. I wouldn't think twice about it. Trump would never be my pastor. I don't like some stuff that he do. I don't like the way he treat people in some cases. I've seen him treat people. I've seen him be one of the most humble persons or one of the most humble people that I've ever seen in my life. I've seen Trump do some incredible things that people don't even talk about. With the young lady who was America's talent, whether she won a talent show, her parents got killed or whatever. People don't even know this. He flew her and put her up in a hotel and made sure she was good. It was a black girl. I forget her name. She's a pretty big deal. I forget her name, though. She's a singer. Donald Trump has done all kind of great things for people, but he'd also do things that I'm like, it's not my style of leadership. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't act like that. I wouldn't do that. But I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, no, Trump didn't. No, he did that. I don't like that, but he's still a great president. Yeah, I think he dropped the ball by having Dr. Fauci in a position of power. I blame Trump. He has some vicarious responsibility for some of that stuff that happened, but I still will vote for him. I don't have to lie to justify why I would vote for somebody. I'm not going to lie to y'all either. I'm not finna get up here and say knowingly that that is not true to tell you something. I would never do that. And I feel like it's not an accident that people do that. They have to conjure up these things in their mind and have the nerve and the lack of consciousness to just say it, and they know they're lying, and they know there's evidence that they're lying. I'm trying to think of an analogy that I've been involved in where I had to say something. I mean, I don't know. I don't really come to these conclusions or come to these situations because I really don't talk about things unless I know what I'm talking about. Just like most of the time, I don't bet people on things unless I know I'm going to win. I won't bet. Unless I have a good chance of winning, I know I'm going to win, or I don't care if I win or not, and I'm doing it for, just for fun. But I don't comment on things, and I don't speak on things unless I know the truth. I know everything about what Hillary Clinton did. I was watching the videos. I saw WikiLeaks. I watched the testimony. I saw James Comey's testimony. I was looking at all InfoWars. I was watching everything. And I had a pretty good synopsis of what she did. That's why I can comment on it with confidence that woman should have went to prison for what she did. People go to prison for much less. But I got a whole bunch of stuff here today, a whole bunch of clips to play. And I want to play a couple of them. I want to start with Hillary Clinton and some of the stuff that she said about Donald Trump, which instigated the beginning of this talk. So go to clip 1.
Hillary Clinton cackling with glee over former President Donald Trump's second indictment. Many calling it ironic given her 2016 email scandal. Here's her reaction.
I have a lot of reactions to it. And I think the best reaction publicly is, let's see it unfold and see what happens, right?
Well, I think that's a perfect answer. So we have a shirt for you, and says, just in case you want, it says totally impartial potential juror.
And they listen,
hilarious.
hold on. That's enough. They laugh in our face. They laugh in our face. Americans died in Benghazi. They laugh in our face. I can't stand these things. I can openly say that if Donald Trump did what he did and is, in fact, not protected by the presidential power to declassify, then, hey, man, you got what was going to come to you. And to be honest, if they're going to do it for him, they need to go and round up Hillary, and Biden definitely need to go to prison for the bribery scheme that he was involved in, that the FBI got record of. I was just reading last night. Whistleblower got a tape recording of him, Biden, and his son Hunter as a security for himself. That if anything happened, he got bribery audio of the current president of the United States and his baby boy. And he ain't in jail. Look, let me say this. I'm 36 years old. Donald Trump is in his 70s. I would not feel sorry for Donald Trump if he knowingly and intentionally did the things he did, knowing that they were not protected under the Presidential Declassification Act or whatever they want to call it. If he knew and he said, I'm going to skate the law, I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I'm Donald Trump, and he just said, I'm going to do it anyway, so what? Because he was arrogant in it and he got in trouble for it. You got what was coming to you. I would never do that. I just wouldn't do it. I'm not the guy to cut corners and do crimes and do stuff a little here and there, illegal stuff. I don't do stuff like that. Because I don't like getting in trouble. I don't want nothing to do with getting in trouble. So if Donald Trump did that maliciously, if it comes out that that's the truth and it's not just a witch hunt, is that they witch hunting him doing something illegal, then hey man, I like you, but you got to go lay down.